Hiya, my name's David. I'm the Wandering Ponderer. I'm out here in Coggeshall Recreation Ground, the park, the local park. And there is the memorial. The interesting thing about this park is that it's ground that was given to Coggeshall as a memorial. And it's fitting, really, that the memorial is just over there. This is November. This is the time when we're asked to remember. And a lot of us, advancing in years, get to the top of the stairs and we can't remember why we came up there. So remembering things for us at our advanced age is a difficult thing, which really is why, one reason why memorials are around. Because generation after generation, the memory of things that went on before fades. And that's understandable. Times advance, as they say. Society advances. But when you start losing little bits of history that are the foundation of your society that you have today, it starts to get a little bit worrying because you become disconnected. And remembrance is a way of us not being disconnected from all that pain and all that suffering that went on before, from the fighting and the people that died. The soldiers that gave their lives, not necessarily agreeing with decisions that politicians make, but doing their bit because they knew our country was under threat and the way of the world globally was under threat. We're not celebrating war. We're not celebrating any issues of politics, sex. It's purely and simply a remembrance of what went on before, to ensure that it never happens again. We've just been through a few years of COVID-19 and the effects of lockdown and rules and restrictions, and the freedoms that we, even under lockdown, the freedoms that we have are founded on the fighting that these soldiers did on our behalf. This we shouldn't forget. Wearing a mask is not wearing handcuffs. Wearing a poppy isn't either. Wearing a poppy is a sign of respect for those who laid a foundation for our society today. The thing we're remembering is people that were willing to lay down their lives, willing to die in defence of freedom and rights. And no greater love. And I can quote a biblical verse. No greater love can any man have than to lay down his life for a friend or even for a stranger. And that's what these guys did. Some of them were so young they didn't really know what was going on. They were called up. They had no choice. They had to do what they were told. Or some might argue that that isn't a freedom. No. But freedom is a state of mind, really. Security. We live in a world that holds us prisoner. We can't just fly off into space. We can't run around the town naked. We can't. Well, there's hundreds of things that we can't do that we're prevented from, that other people might argue these are freedoms that are being taken away from us. No. We're bound by our morals, and our morals don't hold us prisoner. Our morals assist us to live life to the full. Remember, so every November we go through this ritual of poppies, minutes silence or 2 minutes silence, just to remember. That's all they're asking of you, just to remember. And the culture of today, the cancel culture, that wants to eradicate history, where history is a foundation of teaching us what we should and what we shouldn't be doing. You start eradicating that and you've got no reference. No illustration of what is right and what is wrong. This year I'm remembering not only the soldiers, not only the men that laid down their lives, not only the Air Force, but I'm remembering the people that stayed at home, the fishermen that went to sea during war, risking being torpedoed by submarine. These unsung heroes, some of whom lived but are now dead. They went through the war. The mothers who carried on raising the kids, the people that looked after the orphans, the people that looked after children that were evacuated from the bombings of London and were sent out into the country. They all did their bit. And although their names are not on the memorials, just remember that it was a time when people started to come together and cooperate with one another. And in a way, that's what COVID has done for us. It's brought us all together again and given us a different perspective on our rights and our freedoms. That's my remembrance for today, and I'm thankful. I stand here amongst the trees, walking in a country where I'm allowed to do so. Even when there are restrictions because of a virus, I won't kick against that. I'll do my bit. I'll wear that mask. Remember, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe.